Okay, for years, I was always carrying around this big old gallon of water with me everywhere. That's because from a young age, I was told that if I wanted to be healthy or to lose body fat, that I needed to be drinking a lot of water. But this is actually hurting you more than it's helping you. And I'm going to explain to you why this overhydration is actually crushing your metabolism without you even recognizing it. And this comes from my own experience. Back when I was really struggling with my weight loss and trying to get through with it, I just would drink water all the time. I would pee about every hour, and I was constantly freezing, and overall my energy just sucked. But when I sort of like flipped the scale and actually did the opposite of what everyone else is doing, and I started drinking less water, eating more salt, my body turned into a furnace, okay? So today I'm going to explain the truth of water and hydration, tell you what happens when you have excess water, and then give you sort of a pro-metabolic hydration strategy that's actually optimal for you to increase your metabolism and to get the results that you desire. So real quick before I get you energized and less stressed with your optimal hydration, I do have a few one-to-one coaching slots to close out the year. So if you're needing personalized help, whether it comes to energy, muscle gain, or fat loss, the time is now. Let's go ahead and get you in shape for the next year and get you started to get your metabolic health in order, okay? So to understand how to hydrate and how that's going to feel, we need to understand what happens when you are overhydrated. What happens within your body? Well, when you have too much water without adequate electrolytes, your body activates something called the RAAS, or the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system. When this happens, your body has a hormonal cascade release of aldosterone and vasopressin. And what happens is that aldosterone is going to tell your kidneys to hold on to more salt, while the vasopressin is going to make you retain it. And the last part of the system, which is the major caveat to your metabolism, is the fact that when this is activated, you actually have noradrenaline start to shoot up. And what's going to happen whenever you have that stress hormone rise, it's going to impair thyroid function. And this is why you feel like you are freezing all the time, especially your hands or your feet are cold, or if you feel like you need to pee every 30 minutes to an hour, or if you're chronically stressed or just have very low energy throughout the day. It really comes down to this system right here, and it's often overlooked. So that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid activating the system and causing stress hormones to rise, and instead have proper hydration that increases the metabolism, all right? So let's cover that next. What's the pro-metabolic hydration strategy? Milk and orange juice are actually in studies shown to be more hydrating than water alone. So if you are to take your water intake, let's say cut it by 50%, add in some milk and orange juice, you're going to be even more hydrated than you were if you just drank a ton of water. And why this happens is because they contain electrolytes, the minerals and vitamins that you need for you to actually use the water that you're absorbing and get it into the cells. So that's the first layer of it. You want to maybe swap some of the water you're drinking for stuff that's actually more hydrating, like milk and orange juice. Next, to have an appropriate salt and sodium balance. Most recommendations by the powers that be recommend around 3 to 4 grams a day. And actually, this is very low, especially if you're eating a whole foods based diet, or if you're eating one like my high energy diet. You can go ahead and download it below. And you actually want to have even more sodium to have that proper balance. So the baseline of this that's become optimal through the studies is around 5 to 6 grams a day. But actually that 5 to 6 grams may not even be enough, especially if you are active, if you're hypometabolic, or if you drink caffeine or alcohol, as that's going to continue to deplete your hydration balance. And in that case, you actually want to shoot for 8 to 9 grams a day in those cases, which is going to give you a better effect. So with that, what is the optimal hydration plan? Well, this is the basic recommendation. You want to add in milk, orange juice, and if you need to, add in electrolyte powder or add in more salt into your water. Next, increase the amount of sodium that you have on a day, about 5 to 9 grams, okay? And if you're eating a whole foods diet, you're eating the high energy diet model and you are following this and it's very clean, then just salt your meals to taste. Let that be sort of the indicator, as your body's very intelligent and understands what you need. If you salt your meal to taste, you're going to find that you have a better balance when it comes to setting up your electrolytes. Next is that you want to pee about 5 times a day. You want to be a nice clean yellow, not really clear and not like super dark. You don't really want that, all right? And in addition, you shouldn't really pee when you wake up at night. It's normal for you to maybe wake up to pee once, but ideally you can sleep through the whole entire night without needing to pee, as that'll go a long way towards your energy levels as well. And finally, just listen to your thirst. Don't really just force water down like I did years ago. You don't need to just chug water all the time. Let your thirst guide you. It's going to tell you when you are thirsty and when you need it. As a fact, when you start drinking less water, you'll notice that you're going to be very able to understand that signal, and your body will feel so much better. You'll feel much more energy, and overall your metabolism will be firing, all right? So that's it for this video. If you have any questions about hydration, go and put it in the comments down below and let me know. Do you drink too much water? All right, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.